3D documentaries used to take big studios, enormous budgets, endless time, and entire teams of specialists. But now, everything has changed. Because today, you can create them yourself on your laptop in just a single weekend. And here's the wildest part. It's not expensive cameras, it's not massive crews. It's AI rebuilding entire worlds in full 3D for you. In this video, I'll show you how to take a simple spark of an idea in your head and transform it into a breathtaking cinematic 3D documentary using nothing but AI tools. This is the video that I created.
The night is silent over the frozen Arctic. A lone radar operator suddenly sees a massive shape moving beneath the ice. It isn't a whale. It's a submarine hundreds of feet long sliding under the polar sheet unseen, carrying nuclear weapons powerful enough to erase cities. Few people ever notice their presence, but they are always there, hidden in the depths. A reminder that humanity's deadliest weapons don't sit in silos. They glide silently under the sea.
If you want to create video like this, let's dive in. Step number 1 is script generation. All great documentaries start with a story, and in AI documentaries, that story is the blueprint for everything that comes after. Here's how I build mine. First, I study the rhythm of great documentary creators like Fern. I'll go to Fern's channel or any strong documentary channel and pull the script using a YouTube script generator. Then, I take those scripts and run them through ChatGPT. I repeat this process at least 3 times until the AI begins to feel that narrative rhythm, context, conflict, resolution. After that, I give ChatGPT this exact prompt, word for word. Analyze the 3 reference scripts I provided. Identify and match their tone, style, pacing, and narrative structure. Then, write a completely new and original insert length here. For example, 20-second or 40-second script in the exact same style. The script should feel consistent with the references in terms of energy, rhythm, and professionalism, but it must present fresh content that is not a repetition of the earlier scripts. You can adjust the script length inside the brackets, depending on your project. And when I run this, ChatGPT doesn't just spit out a plain block of text. No, it generates a story with movement, with rhythm, with narrative pull. So step 1 is simple, train your AI to think narratively, because if the story doesn't work, no amount of visuals will save you. Step 2 is prompts generation. A script is just ink on paper unless you can see it. That's why the next step is transforming that script into clear visual prompts that can be turned into actual scenes. To do this, I start with a professional-based prompt, the kind of prompt designed to build scenes with the same cinematic style you'd find in Fern's documentaries. I then give this to ChatGPT and ask it to analyze the structure and adapt it for the exact scenes in my script. What I get back isn't just one result. No, ChatGPT generates multiple polished prompt variations. Each one is written with a professional touch, describing not only what appears in the scene, but also the mood, the setting, and the atmosphere that surrounds it. Think of it like this. Your written script is the outline of a movie, but these prompts, they're your very first storyboards. The moment when imagination finally starts evolving into images. Step 3 is generating images. Now comes the magic moment, the point where words begin transforming into worlds. I take the prompts and bring them into Nano Banana or Seedream 4, and in just seconds, they generate stunning 3D styled images. Each one feels like a frame of concept art straight out of a professional studio. But here's the difference. Instead of waiting weeks or even months, these scenes appear instantly, right before your eyes. And this is where the story truly starts to breathe. This is your visual skeleton, the moment when the bones of your story finally take shape, a glimpse of the world you imagined, now alive on the screen. Step 4 is voice generation. Visuals alone are silent, and silence cannot carry a story. To truly feel like a documentary, you need a voice, a guide that leads the audience through the journey. This is where text-to-speech comes in. I take my script and load it into a generator like Minimax Audio. Then I experiment with different voice styles. I'm looking for one that feels mysterious, trustworthy, cinematic, the kind of tone you hear in professional documentaries. And once you find the right voice, everything changes. The narration doesn't just read the words, it breathes life into them, it gives every line weight and authority. Now, Minimax isn't completely free, but it does give you 10,000 credits to start with. That's plenty to test, experiment, and create full narrations. Other platforms like 11 Labs or Playdot could also offer free trial credits, which makes it easy to compare and find your perfect fit. When I tested voices, this trustworthy one stood out to me, so that's the one I chose. But the beauty is, you can keep exploring until you discover the tone that feels right for your story. And here's something powerful. Minimax even allows you to clone a voice up to 3 times for free. So if you want a completely custom narrator that matches your own style, you can build it. Once the voice is chosen, the process is simple. Generate the script, hit play, and listen. This is the moment when silence transforms into story.
The night is silent over the frozen Arctic. A lone radar operator suddenly sees a massive shape moving beneath the ice.
Okay, now it is time for step 5, which is video generation. Finally, this is the step where your still images begin to move. You take those generated images and bring them into Veer. But before animating, I also use ChatGPT to create professional prompts, because the way you describe the scene will completely shape the final video. Here's the exact prompt I use. You are an expert Veer video prompt engineer and cinematic director. You have provided me with a scene prompt. From this, generate 2 professional prompts optimized for Veer in the style of Fern's YouTube videos. Image prompt: expand the description into a polished, visually rich cinematic scene. Infuse it with Fern-style storytelling aesthetics, immersive lighting, atmospheric details, depth of field, vivid textures, emotional tone, and a professional YouTube-ready look. It should describe a striking visual moment that feels dynamic and inspiring. Camera prompt: create a separate, concise instruction for cinematic camera motion. Use language like a film director's direction, hands, dolly moves, crane shots, sweeps, zooms, or smooth tracking shots. Keep it engaging and professional, emphasizing movement that makes the scene come alive in Fern's signature smooth and visually captivating style. Both outputs must be clearly labeled image prompt and camera prompt, easy to paste directly into Veer. Once ChatGPT gives me both, here's the simple workflow. Upload the still image into Veer. Paste the image prompt, paste the camera prompt, and then watch as Veer transforms it into a professional looking video scene. Do this for every single scene in your script, and by the end, you'll have an entire mini documentary, one that feels cinematic, smooth, alive. One important note, in Veer, only the quality model is free to use, so make sure you're selecting that option, not the premium models. And then, when you finally press play, you see it. The documentary you imagined, now moving, flowing, unfolding right in front of you. Now it's time for step 6, editing. This is the stage where everything finally comes together. All the clips you've generated merged into one seamless flow. Transitions refined, pacing tightened, and the story finally feels whole. To make it cinematic, I add carefully chosen background music, something that sets the mood and pulls the viewer deeper into the journey. I also apply color grading, giving every scene a consistent tone and atmosphere. And of course, subtle details like letterbox bars, small touches that give it a true film look. Basically, this is the polishing stage. The moment when your rough cut transforms into a finished piece, where every detail aligns: sight, sound, rhythm. So the video doesn't just look complete, it feels complete. And now the last stage is thumbnail design. Because no matter how amazing your documentary looks, if nobody clicks, nobody watches. The good news? I've already made a full video where I break down exactly how to design powerful thumbnails, the kind that grab attention and get views. You'll see that video linked right here on the end screen. So watch that one next. It will complete this process, and make sure your videos actually get seen. If you found this helpful, hit like, smash subscribe, and join me for more tools, ideas, and tutorials to level up your content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.